balcony, there's a man with brain tumors. Curse those tumors and tell him he's going to live. So I pointed up in the balcony, and I did exactly what Jesus told me to do. The next night, this man came forward. He was 30 years of age. He said, the doctors told me that I would only live one more year. He said, I have brain tumors. He said, that preacher pointed his finger right at me. And I had said to the Lord, Lord, have that man of God curse these brain tumors. He said, as soon as I prayed that prayer, you pointed your finger at me and cursed the brain tumors. He said, the pain gets so bad because those tumors are eating up my brain that I go into grandma's seizures because of the pain. And so they give me these syringes full of morphine. And when the pain gets really bad, right before the big grandma's seizure hits, I jam that into a vein in my leg, and it stops enough of the pain so that I don't hurt myself or somebody else. And then he starts crying. He said, normally I have to do that every few hours. It's been 24 hours. I haven't even had to use one. There is no more pain. Hey, don't tell me Jesus wasn't by my side just because I didn't see him in the natural.
That's right, that's right.
Then he said to me, point over in the corner. There's a big auditorium, over 800 people there. And you know, they're in Russia. They may have these light bulbs, you know, that hang on little wires all over the auditorium, so it's darker than it is light. And it's really, you know, a lot of shadows. So the Lord pointed over, he said, there's a blind woman right over here. Tell her I'm healing her eyes and she can see. I just pointed over there. And you know, I was doing it because it was there, I did it. I didn't even know if there was a woman over there. For all I know, it might have been a man with long hair. It does happen, you know. And so I just pointed, I said, Jesus just said. So I learned to say what he said. Jesus just said, there's a blind woman right over here. He's giving you back your sight. And I heard a woman go, ah! And she was instantly healed. She could see. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. Then he said to me, point over here. He said, see that man over there? He said, point to him. His name is Marcus. Tell him I'm healing him of his mental torment. He has been mentally tormented all his life by the devil. Tell him I'm setting him free from his mental torment. I just pointed at the man. I said, Jesus said, there's a man right over here. Now that's you, sir. The Lord, is your name Marcus? He went like this because the interpreter, you know, interpreted it. And then he went like this. I said, the Lord said he's healing you of mental torment. Now after the service he came up, because we just can't minister. After the service he came up, he said, my name is Marcus. I've been tormented all my life by demons. He said, but when you pointed at me and said what you did, he said, what was on me all my life left me. I'm no longer tormented. Where did I see him? In the Spirit. Jesus was there in the Spirit. And it took spiritual eyes to see him. But get this. I had to look with another set of eyes.
That's it, that's it, that's it.
And the more you develop your spiritual mind, the more your spiritual eyes will see. Oh! Whew. Spiritual hearing. Spiritual seeing. Whew. Let's go to feelings. Spiritual feelings. Go to Hebrews 4:15. How many's getting some good out of this tonight? Yeah. Hebrews 4:15. Oh yes. For we have not a high priest which cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted, like as we are, yet without sin. In other words, Jesus could spiritually feel what the people felt when he was on the earth. Now let me put it to you this way. How many's ever heard of gifts of healings? Plural. Whenever there have been many times that I would be near somebody or close to somebody, and all of a sudden my right knee would start acting up. And I don't have any problem with my right knee. But I'm near them, and I'll say to them, you having trouble with your right knee? Yeah. How'd you know? I said, well, my right knee started acting up. Now listen, is anybody aware that if there's a natural you, there's a spiritual you?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
And you can spiritually feel the pains of others.
That's it.
Where their pain is. An intercessor takes the place of another.
That's right.
And feels their pain.
Yes.
That's good.
Hello? Last time I was in Russia, my left ear cut in and out, and then it just like it popped open. Like that. It was really clear, and I thought, well, Lord, you're getting ready to open someone's ear. So I mentioned that. I said, there's a lady here, and I mentioned the ear. She comes up, she's totally deaf in that ear. Now we have this on video. In fact, we condensed it down. We had so many miracles in there, we condensed it down to 22 minutes of miracles. We just tried to highlight certain ones. And her deaf ear just opens up.
Wow.
She can hear. Totally deaf in that ear. Had been for years. Stone deaf. Where did that come from? It came from feelings. Spiritual feelings. There's times when